Hello, good evening, welcome to Dave's Tackle Box, Sunday the 30th of October 2011. Do you see the way we did that leading? It was great. There's things going on in earpieces and all that technological marvelry. Absolutely brilliant. And the extra 4 minutes gave me a chance for another beer as well, so that's always good. So tonight, as many of you will know, we've got the edited highlights of VapeFest 2011, my version. I've called it the Happy Vapor Report. At the end of the day, I was just a punter. And there we go. I've just had confirmation from Chatroll that they fixed the chat room. I think we knew that already. I'll close my email now. You always forget something, don't you? Okay, yeah, so we got the there's about 18 minutes worth of that, and hopefully you'll enjoy it. If you were there, there'd probably be something to embarrass you. If you weren't, you'll be able to laugh at those that were. So yeah, everybody wins on that one. The other things that I've got coming up tonight is I've got a little feature I've called on my little run order here. It's called Melting Tanks. And then I'm going to be looking at this thing, the Mirage disposable e-cig, which I picked up at VapeFest last week. As people who've watched this show for a while will know, it's a bit of a pet subject of mine. And I'm also going to be talking about this stuff. RY High Five. It's got a picture of somebody who looks vaguely familiar on the label. And well, I don't know. I think you might be surprised at some of the things that I found out about this. I don't want to spoil the surprise. I'll tell you later. So, yeah. So, coming up anyway. So, I did this little... some of you will have seen a little teaser video I did. Well, here it is, slightly edited. This isn't the main thing. This is just to whet your appetite for a little later on. So that's coming up later in the show, and I saw a comment in the chat room there which I can't let go, with Willow commenting that she's on it. Oh yes, you're on it. In fact, I've done an extra special little surprise bit just for Willow Fairy. So you'll see. Right, okay, so article number 1 tonight. I've called this Melting Tanks, and this is all based on a thread that was going on UK Vapors over the last couple of days, and it is in relation to a product called the ROK, that's R-O-K, Star, which is a product that I've ordered. It's been dispatched. Unfortunately, it wasn't here for me to show you tonight, so I'll show you that next week. It was a product that I was very impressed with when it was demonstrated, and I tried it out at VapeFest. Problem is, somebody has reported, a couple of people seem to have reported that certain juices are damaging the plastic polycarbonate tanks. Now, ROK have apparently been very good and just replaced them, but I don't know, I'm a little bit concerned about this. I know Wayne is in the chat room at the moment, and he's managed to find a list of juices that potentially can damage polycarbonate tanks. Well, it reminded me, it's not the first time we've heard of this. There was a guy from the Danish e-cig forum, that name escapes me, but I remember the guy's name because he messaged me through my blog at the time that he discovered this. Must be about 6 months ago, and he did a YouTube video. He goes by the name of Jespera 9900. And I went onto YouTube and I found his video, and I thought I'd share that with you, because I wondered if this is the same sort of thing that might be happening with these Rockstar tanks, which apparently is more common than I believed. But anyway, have a look at this video, see what you think. Now, first of all, let me just apologise for the sound quality on that video and the captions and everything. I basically fished that off YouTube, so it's my conversion that did that. Jesper's original video was in high definition with fantastic audio. You could hear music playing in the background and everything, and I had to squelch it all because it was all a bit by the time I doctored it. But there were a couple of comments in there about about this not being good, and some people seem to think, well, it's not actually that big a deal, just avoid those juices or use those juices in a metal cartomizer. I can't help wonder, and I have no medical insight to this whatsoever, but I can't help wonder what some of those juices might be doing to my lungs if they can do that. I know it's not an acid reaction, right? It's not corrosive as such. It's a chemical reaction between certain flavourings and certain plastics, it seems. That's the gist I got by just reading around for a couple of hours this afternoon. So I have got no sort of definitive insight to this whatsoever, but it's got me concerned, frankly. To the extent, the only thing I would say is we found a practical use for clearomizers. If you're trying a new juice, fill one up. If it melts, don't vape it. That's the way I'm going to work. I'll get through some of that stock of clearomizers that I've got. But, little bit worrying, I thought. So, like I say, no great insight. Just I read the thread. I remembered that video. Looks like the same sort of problem that people are talking about. Interesting, huh? Well, I thought so. Now, one thing that I meant to mention at the top of the show there, and I forgot, was, if you are watching this tonight and you're enjoying it, because if you're not enjoying it, there's no point in me telling you what I'm about to tell you, via live stream or via the homepage on the vaportrails.tv website. If you get yourself along to vaportrails.tv and go for the live broadcast page, that's it, forgot what I called it then, you'll be able to join in with the chat. And so the people that I'm talking to, you'll see them, or you'll see their online presence. And just wanted to mention that. So if you're wondering who the hell I'm talking to, I'm not talking to myself. If you come along to the live broadcast page, vaportrails.tv, you'll be able to see all these people talking. Some of them throwing abuse at me, but mostly not. So yeah, so that was just an interesting little aside. But I think most of you are here. I'm just looking, and we've got 87 people watching and 61 in the chat. And 86, I've upset someone. Never liked him anyway. But most of you are probably here to see the Vape Fest footage. Would you like to see it? Would we abuse the presenters? Well, it's funny you should mention that, Willow, because I have a little bit of VT shortly for you. And I think it answers that question quite satisfactorily, actually. But first, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Vape Fest 2011, the Happy Vapor Report. Enjoy. Well, here I am in the delightful Staffordshire town of Tamworth. Behind me over there is the council building, and when I was a student at the college just up the road there, about 20 something years ago, we kidnapped the mayor from there during Rag Week and held him to ransom, and I think we made about a £5 for charity. Mayor wasn't very popular, but I'm about 2 minutes walk now from the moat house, so a bit early, but I bet I'm not first. Well, they've opened the doors, so it looks like we can get in at last. Well, it's now about 15 minutes to opening the doors, and there's quite a queue starting to form on the car park.
Looks like something's starting to happen, mate. So it's a lot of stuff.
That's the big question.
So you are
John Bonwan, or John Bonwan.
John. Nice to meet you. How are you?
I'm alright, sir.
Cool. Hello. Excellent. Well, the queue's cleared and everybody's inside now, and there's a lot of people. So let's try and walk through Vape Fest 2011. Let's go. Gary Dibley.
Hello. Escaping. All right, mate.
Hello.
I'm disappointed.
I wasn't lying, was I?
That won't out well. That's the job. NGstock.co.uk though.
It's too early to get it.
Hey, hope you're alright, Dave. Hello. Jim.
Hey, the next significant event today will be the opening of the bar soon, I hope. Would you agree with that, Rusty?
Yes, opening of the bar. Unfortunately, I've been banned from drinking until about 4 o'clock this afternoon, which is a shame.
It is a shame, mate. But I'll have one for you.
Thank you.
Okay, no worries. Well, it's now 20 to 4 in the afternoon, and by now you'll have seen that the thing has been rather well attended. For my part, I unbelievably, not only was the first name out of the hat in the first raffle draw, like last year, but I also won a Pure Smoker e-cig, like last year, donated by Cloud9 Vaping, like last year. Only this time it's the Prodigy. So the icon that I love, I now have its big brother. How good's that? I'm now going to try and walk down the room and see if I can pick up the end of the latest raffle draw, which I haven't won anything in yet, but still tenner well spent so far. So this is e-cig Wizard.
Hi, nice to meet you.
And name is me.
Ollie.
Ollie. Nice to meet you. How's it going, boys?
It's good, yeah, it's good. Very busy day.
Incredible turnout, isn't it?
Crazy, yeah. Yeah. Well, not sure how many people are here today, but there's definitely quite a few.
Well, I counted in the register, those that have signed in were up to about 260.
Wow.
So yeah,
impressive.
And there's a few haven't signed in, I'm sure. So yeah,
many more.
So, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we've sold a lot of stuff today, which is good. And,
yeah, that's always good.
There's quite a few new papers here today, so
brilliant.
Getting advice and getting help, yeah, it's good.
Fantastic.
It's going well.
Get one of your gear. So here we are at VapeFest 2011, and I'm talking with Greg Forster of Rock company Smoke Without Sin, is that right?
Correct, yeah.
And
it's Rock Electronic Cigarettes.
Absolutely, and Greg has been showing me this new product they've got. Well, he does it so much better than I do though, so Greg, show us this new thing.
Okay, it's a Rock Star. It's a performance electronic cigarette. Start from the top, bottom and work up. Press the button here. Blue means it's fully charged, orange halfway, green time for a recharge. Button here is a locking mechanism. Press it once, twice, 3 times and it locks it. Press it 3 more times and it unlocks it. Here you've got a airflow band which allows more or less air into the system to give you more or less vapour depending on individual's vaping style. And then attached to that you have atomizer and a chamber to put your liquid in. Atomizer back in there when you filled it up. Attach it back onto the battery itself as concerned. And then put your mouthpiece into it. Press the button. As you can see, decent sized amount of paper, and then between each use simply lock it 3 times, place your lid back on there, clicks, and it's safe and it's back in your pocket. It's not rocket science, it's quite simple.
Great, thank you very much.
Absolute pleasure. Come and see us at rockuniversal.co.uk.
I love the way you did that. How's it going?
Very, very good.
Yeah?
Very good.
Hey, look, you've been busy all day.
Very. Haven't had a minute. My voice is going now.
Well, there you go. You must have sold loads of stuff.
I have. I'll have to do a tally when I get home.
Brilliant. So, you enjoying it?
Yes. Fantastic. Meeting everybody. It's lovely.
like working at the weekend.
I always work at the weekend anyway, so it's exactly the same. It's normal. There's just more people.
Well, I'm sitting here now with Alex from Totally Wicked, and obviously Totally Wicked have been here today. I've seen Jason and I've seen Alan, the marketing manager, and Alex obviously I've dealt with a few times. She's been very supportive of the events that we've done in the past and sent along free gear and stuff like that. So I was just going to ask you, Alex, you know, how have you found today? Were you surprised by the number of people here, maybe?
Yeah, definitely. I wasn't expecting such a big turnout, so it's been a really good day with how many people turned up. About 270, I believe.
Yeah, I had a quick look down the register earlier, and there were 250, and that was before lunch. So.
Lovely. Yeah, it's been a great day. We brought with us about 250 bottles of the Vape Fest Velvet Fluid.
Right.
Expecting to maybe take some home with us. We wanted to make sure we had enough to cover. Fortunately, not everybody got a bottle. It was the first 250 through the door.
Fantastic. And that Vape Fest, the Velvet, Vape Fest Velvet, that's all right. I've got a bottle of it. I got mine. I haven't tried it yet, so that was made specially for Vape Fest, I understand, yeah?
Limited edition, yeah, just 250 bottles.
And that was by Decadent Vapors?
Decadent Vapors, cool. Yeah. Something Peter Paul put together for us.
Brilliant. And as to the day itself, have you enjoyed it? Has it been good?
I have enjoyed it, yeah. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. It's been great meeting up with everybody and seeing some of the other devices that are on the market.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been nice. It's been a lovely day.
Well, Alex, thank you very much for taking time to talk to us.
My pleasure, Dave.
And thank you very much.
Thank
So, I'm here with Sean, DigiSackman, and he's been really kind enough to show me 2 things that I haven't actually seen before today. The first one is the cube, which is comes from the Scott, is it?
Yeah, that's correct.
On the forums.
Yep.
And I've had a good look at that, and I'm tempted, frankly. It fits. It ticks all the boxes. It's a bit square for my liking. It's not a tube, but it's close enough. It's got rounded edges.
It don't fall off the table, though.
Hey, don't roll off the table. So you know, let's give it credit where it's due. It's really solidly made, lovely looking thing. But the thing that I'm most interested in at the moment is what you've got attached to it. What is that?
It's one of Clockwork's RTAs.
Right. So Clockworks is a guy posting mostly on UK Vapors forum, which I should know, since I was supposed to moderate it. But enough said. This is the first time I've seen one of these in the flesh. I saw some of the talk about it, and I must say it looks extremely well put together. Do you want to just sort of talk us through how it works?
Yeah, right. Basically,
feel free to hold it up to the camera.
Okay.
Focus.
Okay. Basically, we've got 3 holes where the wick goes down. You've got your normal 2 screws, which is similar to the old bully. Basically, Clockwork doesn't come make these with a little fill hole on the side. I've asked not to in my case, and I normally just fill from the top with a needle.
Okay, cool. So there's a hole there.
You've got 3 holes where your wicks go down.
I see it, yeah, gotcha.
Brings it down.
I see, okay.
And then basically an alley top, straight on the top.
And that just clips on basically, yeah?
You just push on, literally pull on, pull off.
So that's Delrin, I take it? That looks like aluminium, the finishing touch there,
Delrin top and bottom and aluminium on the top. He's going to make in another batch, so he says he can do another poly top on top instead of an alley. Right. But you know, it's lovely.
I think I may have to give him a call.
And the beauty of this as well, although there is 3 holes with the wick, it doesn't leak.
Excellent.
And it lasts me ages. Lovely bit of kit.
And that's just a standard 510 drip tip in the top,
Yeah,
is it?
standard 510.
Fantastic.
Lovely.
Do you want to show me how it works?
Yeah.
A vapour's toke. So Sean, thanks very much.
No worries.
I've been wondering about
Cheers,
those things. Thanks a lot.
No worries.
Cheers, mate.
Right, cheers.
Eating out with Wayne, and yeah, it's a very tired Wayne, and I'm tired, and I'm only really sort of drunk and like mixed around. And Wayne was here yesterday setting up and everything, and really has been the driving force behind putting VapeFest 2011 together. So Wayne, first of all, congratulations, mate. Looks to me like a fantastically successful event. What do you think? Yeah. Well, it was. I mean, did you realise this many people would come? I mean, we must have been pushing 300. 286 people. Wayne, anyway, on behalf of everybody watching, especially if they were here today, watching this in a week's time, thank you very much, mate.
A pleasure. Jason, the GTS fanboys.
And yes.
The owner of a GTS and a UFO.
Film at 10. Gary Dibley, how are you, mate? No, just I've been talking to a few of the guys, the vendors, and it's a bit overwhelming, really, how busy it's been. I mean, how have you found today?
It's been absolutely crazy. We were shocked, to be honest. This morning when we were setting up, just looking out the window, there's a huge.
It's incredible, isn't it? I mean, you would have seen already that the queue at one point was halfway across the car park. So poor old Gary here has done his 25 box mods for the first 25. I mean, did that sort itself out reasonably well?
Yeah.
There was no fighting.
At one point we thought we were just going to have to open the window and empty him out. No, it went well.
But I find that all of these events, certainly, I think this is the third meet that I've been to, and the atmosphere is always spot on. I mean, what's been your best bit of the day? What's been a highlight for you?
I think discovering that little wood.
Wayne's touchwood, yeah?
Wayne's done a fantastic job.
He has. He's been very modest about it as well.
And also I think a big thank you needs to go to Jaded as well, because
absolutely, yeah, Jaded, I know you'll be watching this at some point, mate, and we're missing you.
The work that he put into the site, there were people turning up today that we were talking to, that have never been on the forum before.
Yes, absolutely.
Found it through the VapeFest website.
Which is just fantastic, really, isn't it? It's fantastic.
It also showed there's another breed of vapor.
Yeah, absolutely, you know, Trog was right, maybe.
He is.
I can edit that. Well, Gary, thanks for taking the time. I don't want to keep you from your beer, and thanks very much for what you did yourself. I know you put a lot of time into making those mods. They've gone down the stern, mate, and once again, you're a star. Thanks a lot, mate. Cheers. So it's getting on. A lot of people are leaving now. It's sort of 8:15 at night. Quite a lot to drink at this point, and things are starting to quieten down a little bit. So I'm probably going to sign off now unless something spectacular happens. VapeFest, it's been brilliant. Much bigger deal than last year, and really glad I came. And for those of you who couldn't make it, bad luck. New toys. Nice. Well, there you go. That's my little offering from last weekend. So I hope you enjoyed that. I enjoyed watching it as much as I enjoyed editing it. So something occurred to me while I was editing that, because obviously it took some time. I find I'm getting better at what I shoot now, so the more of it is kept than percentage-wise than I used to throw away. But I get a bit sick of editing videos of myself in that hat walking around the countryside and cutting bits out because I've dribbled or coughed or sneezed or something like that. And I actually found that enjoyable editing that. It was hard to decide where to make the cuts to keep it down to a manageable length. I did keep one little outtake, which I'll be showing you in a couple of minutes' time, which I hope will embarrass Willow Fairy quite badly. But that is it's actually already on YouTube, but it's hidden from you at the moment. So after the show I will be embedding that in a page here on the vaportrails.tv site. You'll be able to find it under the V-clips. I'm going to try and do that tonight, and that's you'll be able to watch that in much better resolution, and where the audio was a bit dodgy there, it's a bit clearer on the higher definition and higher quality recording, so that'll be good. Yeah, boom mic, it is on my list. A boom mic, or at least a handheld mic, where obviously these things, it takes a while to accumulate all the equipment. I must admit to a strong feeling of inadequacy when I saw Scott Bonner arrive with this thing that looked like Sky Television would use. I think it still had the letters BBC engraved on the side. He'd scratched it off actually, but with a built-in lighting unit, and I thought, ooh, and me, my little handheld. But there you go. So hopefully you enjoyed it. That's all that really matters to me. And yeah, a few comments in chat about wishing you were there. Yes, you should wish you were there. It was an event that you wanted to be at. So right, anyway, time is pressing. I don't think we're going to fit everything in tonight, because there's a couple of things that I definitely want to get in. So I'm going to speed through the trailers for VTTV, then I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you another little clip from Vapefest. But I'm going to go through this sort of in chronological order, and I'm going to zoom through them so we don't waste much time. Here's my colleagues.
Hey up, are you alright? We'll be right there. Put a silly hat on.
And good evening, one and all. Here we are with tonight's VT Talk.
And quite a few questions coming in already.
Yes, going live in 3, 2, 1. Pardon me, please.
And there you go. That's all the other things that are coming up on Vapor Trails TV. And, of course, Raw Veg, Tim, lovely fella. Met him for the first time on Saturday. I've chatted with him on Skype a few times since. And, yeah, he's going to be a great addition to the team. Sometimes you just get that feeling, you know what I mean? So we're looking forward to Tim coming on board. And he's going to have something for us fairly soon, I think. But we're not committing to a date because he's got to get some tech together. And memory for the PC and things, but but we'll get him to you. We'll get him on air, I promise you. Right, now then, so right, I've got a couple of things that I have to do, tonight. Not least of all, I want to show you this little bit of video that was okay in the big Vape Fest video I did. There's a scene there where you see me shaking John Bonwan's hand. Lovely fella. And there was somebody stood in front of him who was actually being quite childish, I thought. And quite abusive. And doing this. Now, I left a little bit in. But I thought I'd save the bulk of it. And do just my... Because I really appreciated that. You know, I mean, any kind of attention is good attention as far as I'm concerned. It doesn't all have to be nice and praise. You know, a little bit of abuse is okay. So I had a few minutes spare earlier and I threw this together. So, Willow Fairy, this is from me to you.
Which is brilliant, isn't it? And when you see lunchtime,
Oops. I nearly showed that twice. But Willow, the moral of the story is don't mess with me. Oh, sorry, I couldn't resist that. And you did ask for it. I played your favourite music and everything, and I went to some trouble. I had to copy that from my old computer to my new one. So, I hope you appreciate it. Right, I've got about 14 minutes left. Mind you, we started late, didn't we? We started late. I'm going to claim my extra 4 minutes. That's what I'm going to do. Right, now... Is this a review? Is this a review? It's kind of a review. It's kind of a review. I want to talk about... I'm just going to check that this camera's working. And we're going to do a quick flick so you can see this camera. RY High Five. It says that on the label somewhere. RY High Five, which I got from vaporworld.co.uk. And I bought it for one simple reason. Paul had just brought a few samples with her to Vape Fest and just came really to enjoy the day. You know, she didn't come to sell stuff and stuff like that, which is cool. And I always like chatting with Paula because she's such a nice person. And I said to her, I haven't tried RY High Five. Sell me a bottle. And she said, I haven't brought any to sell. She said, but I've got a sample somewhere and we couldn't find it. But stood next to me, and I'm really sorry if I get this wrong, but I think it was Tim, as in IntelliSig Tim, who obviously I've known for some time. And he was stood next to me. He said, oh, I've got it in this. And he handed me something with an Arri tank. I can't even remember what device it was. Said, this is RY High Five. I use it loads. Try it. And I tried it and I thought, oh, wow, that is really, really nice. So I ordered a bottle. I ordered a bottle last week before I went to Germany, and it was waiting for me when I got home on Thursday night. And as you can see, I've got it here. And I had this idea in my mind of what it should taste like. So I loaded it onto something. I think I just dripped it onto some 510 atomizer or something, and I found that really simply, the flavour was so weak I could barely taste it. And I thought, that's not like what I tasted. I've got a slight cold. So I thought, okay, I'll try it on different atomizers and stuff. So you can see in the shot that's to the left of your screen, there's an array of mods here. Okay, that one shouldn't actually be there. I have now tried this juice in a Bud Sapphire, and the flavour was really, really lacking. Just because couldn't really taste it at all. But then again, the Vermilion River juice that I like, and my own RY4, I don't seem to get much flavour from that anyway. So you know, I mean, they do seem to squash the flavour a bit. So my second thought was, I know, I'll try one of those CE3s. They seem they're crap for everything else, and it's leaked everywhere. So I opened up a new CE3 and got juice everywhere, and a lot of it leaked down inside. And I tried it on one of those, and the flavour was better. It was closer to what I tried on Saturday, but the damn thing won't wick, and I got sick of tasting burnt coil. So I gave up on that. So I tried dripping it on a couple of different atomizers. I don't know what that one is. I think I had some LR 510 atomizer. And I was still like getting no joy. So you remember I lost my Harry tank? Well, I went on a concerted effort to find it, and it was just down the back of foot. I'd obviously put it on the top of the tackle box or something, and it had gone down, but I found it. And I found a CE2, I think it's an R5, I don't know, and assembled it all. And I took the first drag, and like now, it's really good. I can taste the flavour. It's still nowhere near as distinct and strong as what I tasted on Saturday, which is starting to concern me a bit. Plus, the first drag's alright, and the second one tastes like you're sucking something burned. I don't know, I should have prepared an analogy, but you know what I mean. So that pissed me off a bit. And then I tried it in the UFS, and that's the best flavour I've found, I think. That's closest to what I found on Saturday. But I'm still having a problem finding an atomizer that will wick properly. But that's acceptable. I can deal with that. I can at least taste the flavour that should be there, but I still think it's weak. So then I went on to the Ultramax with, and this is with one of those 510 Bowway atomizers. It's a Bowway atomizer in the UFS at the moment, by the way. The other one that Daz gave me last week is on this Ultramax, and I've just been dripping it. And to be honest, this is the best flavour I've got so far. Now, you may recall, just going off at a slight tangent, that I said the res that I had with this was playing up. Well, I did. I gave it a good soak today, and it's not properly dry yet. So I won't try using the res. But on this Bowway, just drip straight on. You see, there's tons of vapour, and there is actually a bit of flavour there, but it's still not what I was getting on Saturday. So I think that was everything I tried before it finally dawned on me. The 306. The 306. Daz gave me two. One I sort of spectacularly destroyed on air last week, along with a very expensive drip tip. But the other one, which is the bridged one, survives. I'm just going to drip this a little bit more. I did just drip it while we were watching the VF video, or the trailers, so it may be a little bit flooded now, but meh. And yes, this is the best flavour that I've managed to get so far. So, I think that was everything I tried before it finally dawned on me. The 306. The 306. Daz gave me two. One I sort of spectacularly destroyed on air last week, along with a very expensive drip tip. But the other one, which is the bridged one, survives. I'm just going to drip this a little bit more. I did just drip it while we were watching the VF video, or the trailers, so it may be a little bit flooded now, but meh. And yes, this is the best flavour that I've managed to get so far. As you can see, plenty vape, blah, 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 it's a 306. Right, well, I've just picked up a comment at the corner of my eye in the chat room there, asking whether RY High Five is caramelly or is it more nutty. Right, my memory of it when I tried just one drag on it at Vape Fest was it was a lot more caramelly. It was a lot sweeter than what I'm tasting here. This has got a bit of a sort of washing up liquidy taste to it. Now, as I say, I do have a slight cold, but I can taste other juices. So I'm not sure if it's right, but it's okay, because help is afoot. I can quite happily use this on this until I meet up with the Hi-Fi stud, Dave Dawn, on the 12th of November, because he's organising a meetup, a northeast, what is it? NEES, northeast something, e-smokers probably. And I shall take the bottle up to him and I shall see if it compares to what he's using, because I don't know if I've got a dodgy bottle. I don't think there's much scope with this stuff for getting a dodgy bottle, so it might just be me. So it's still very pleasant. It's a nice alternative to the RY4 that I use. It's just not as strong flavoured as I remember it. Now, I went for the BM2 mix, so maybe I should go for a VG or something. Maybe that's what I tried. Maybe that's the difference. So I shall be taking expert advice on this, and I will get to the bottom of it, and I shall report back, because I want that flavour that I tried. I want that flavour that I tried on Saturday, and I'm prepared to invest a little time and effort to achieve it. So, but yeah, this is okay. And Tim is telling me in chat it was the VG mix. That'll be why it was a bit sweeter, I guess. So I'm going to order me some VG mix, I think, and maybe that's my problem solved. Now, I shall still use this. It's not nasty or anything like that. It's actually quite pleasant. I just wanted some. I've got used to vaping that Vermilion River stuff. I've got used to the strong flavour, I think. So even my own RY4 I find a bit sort of mild now. So it's taste is so personal, isn't it? Right, okay, I've got one more thing that I would like to get through tonight, I think. Have I ticked everything off my list? Yes, there's one more thing that I do want to get through tonight. So let's have a sting and then I'll get to it. So, regular followers of the show will know that I've tried just about every disposable electronic cigarette that I can get my hands on. I've begged them, borrowed them, I have actually stolen them. This one I didn't steal. It was given to me by Mirage Cigarettes, miragecigarettes.co.uk. I've not tried it. There was a stopper on this little container, I think, but I don't know where it's gone now. I have no idea how it came off. But these guys were at Vape Fest, and this is a new product, they were telling me. And the first thing that I liked about this is they intend to retail it at £6.99, I think they said. Which, of course, is something more equivalent to a packet of cigarettes, because, you know, I've said this before. I think these things serve a real purpose. Behind the counter in pubs and stuff like that, excuse that, it's not an earthquake. Behind the counter in pubs, you know, sort of cold, rainy night, somebody about to go out for a smoke. At £6.99, they might try one of these. At the sort of 10 quid that a lot of them retail at, I don't think they'll be that successful, frankly. So it's good to see somebody pitching the price about right. But of course, the product's got to work. So my yardstick for these things is the matchless. Now, if anybody was at Vape Fest on Saturday, and you'll have seen there in the VT that I did, there was a guy called Julian there who I've been in contact with for some time now, getting on for a year. And he has what I would consider to be the ultimate Lucky Likey, the ultimate disposable. It's the one that both in the trade-off between performance and the size and the flavour is most equivalent to a traditional cigarette that I personally have come across. Some others come close, but his is, for me, it's the yardstick. I compare them to that. So I'm going to give this one a go. You saw it came in a nice plastic tube. There was a condom end over the, well, I nearly said the cartomizer there, but this is a one-piece thing. Okay, they are disposable. You use them and then you chuck them when they're done. They claim often to be equivalent to 20 cigarettes. This one doesn't make such a claim, I don't think. And that's good, because it won't be. Let's be honest. But it might be good for a night out. And I think that's a good sort of measure for these things. So let's try it. So you take the condom end off and you go for it. So let's go for it. I'll just have a swig of beer. Very dry. Here goes. Well, first drag there's vapour, because one of the things that you find with some of these disposables is they take a few drags to get going. So if you're giving them to somebody and saying, oh, this is an e-cig, try it. You know, somebody who still smokes traditional cigarettes, then quite often, if if they don't get a hit on the first drag, then they're rubbish. But that was actually quite impressive. There was throat hit there. The flavour is it's a bit like my beer, actually. Better try it again. The flavour's not bad, actually. It is quite a sort of smoky taste. It's verging on authentic, I would say. And that's not necessarily a taste I enjoy anymore. But I think with these things, most of you guys watching this would not be interested in. But somebody who was thinking of trying an e-cig might be. So I think it's quite important that it does taste a bit like a real e-cig, and that does. I'm noticing at the moment it's quite heavy, and that's inevitable, really. And that's the one thing that I thought the Matchless was very good at. It's the form factor and the weight of it were a lot lighter and a lot smaller than this. It is a bit of a baseball bat, but you know the chances are there'll be more juice in it accordingly. It may last a little longer. Normally, I would not like the red LED on the end. I think you want these to be for myself, as somebody who is converted, if you like, and and doesn't want a cigarette anymore and only uses e-cigs, then that red light, as we've discussed, I mean Dave Hi-Fi Stud has done extensively the problems that looking like a real cig can do. But I think if the purpose of this is for somebody to try and as a sort of gateway product, if you like, to say actually that's quite good, show me something that performs better, then I actually think they want this, But as you can see, this is performing quite nicely. The throat hit's a bit mild, but I don't know what strength this is. I know it's a new product and it's not fully branded and stuff yet, so it feels like an 18 milligram or something. So there aren't many 18 milligram juices around that give me the throat hit I like. But it's not half bad, and as I say, if I had to gauge it against my yardstick, I think the form factor and the weight of it, and the sheer size of it, it falls short of the matchless. But price-wise, it's 2/3. So, you know, it's the cost of a price of fags. And, you know, and the price of fags in a pub, it's considerably good value comparatively. So, how many do you get in a packet now in a pub machine? 16 or something. I haven't bought any for a while, but, you know, held up against that, it's not bad at all. So that's the Mirage disposable. It's not bad. I'd certainly consider giving that to somebody to show them what an e-cig was. And yeah, good product. Got no problem with that. Just take a little hit on this first thing. Okay, so I've just got like a few seconds left just to give one last plug for the North East e-smokers meetup at the OK Diner. There's details on the UK Vapors forum and on, I saw it on All About E-cigs. It's probably in a few other places as well, if I know Dave. That's on the 12th of November. That's a Saturday and it runs from 6 till 10. It's an OK Diner on the A19, somewhere near Middlesbrough when I googled it. Can't remember the name of the place. I bet Dave's told me if I scroll down this thread I've got going here. No, he hasn't. But anyway, I've done my hour. I hope you enjoyed it. I shall now go and make sure that YouTube video is available in V-clips. So if you give it half an hour or something, you'll be able to go and watch it. As ever, thanks for watching. Good night.